When I was leaving religion, the very beginning of my deconversion, um, I realized a few things. One, I needed some counseling. I needed to connect with people because I pretty much lost my community. Um, and I think that's probably the biggest thing is connecting with people. And I found a counselor named Dr. Marlene Winnell. She actually is the author of a book called Leaving the Fold. She's a psychologist out of California, and she actually does counseling via Skype all over the world. She has clients all over the world, and she herself is a recovering fundamentalist. And she has a website at marlenewinnell.net. Um, But the other thing I needed in leaving, I guess, again, was community. And I found a great community on meetup.com. There are a lot of different atheist groups, free thinker groups, but you're not limited to that. You can find meetup groups on cooking or playing guitar or people who have hairless chihuahuas or what have you. So it's just for me, it was about getting connected. If I can go back and give myself advice, I would go back to my sophomore year in high school when I was involved with Young Life before I became an evangelical Christian the second time. Um, and I would encourage myself to to question, question what you're being told. It's okay to question and to follow your heart and your instincts. Emotions are great and all, and they're a factor when you're making decisions. Back then, for me, it was the driving factor. It was almost the only factor. Um, but I would say ask questions and follow your mind and your heart. What do I wish I could convince every theist of? I would like to ask them or convince them to question their faith, not defend it. So often, I know when I was a believer and the believers I've spoken with, especially the past few months, when I talk to them about these different issues and atrocities, they typically run to apologist books and websites, and they quickly just find an answer. And I guess the issue I have with that is that I did the same thing. When I'd have problems, I would just run to an apologist book. Well, why not ask questions? There's nothing wrong with asking questions. There's nothing wrong with playing devil's advocate. You know, if your religion, if your God is real, you know, it shouldn't fear investigation. It shouldn't fear questions. So I would really like to encourage theists to question why they believe. Really question it. Don't run to an apologistic book and just get the answers. Um, read, study, ask yourself the tough questions. Question the Bible. Um, that's what I'd like for them to hear. What would I say to someone who's missing church and religion? Um, I'd say it's okay to miss it and to mourn it. Um, you know, it's I guess that's such a personal journey right there. Um, but I think it's okay to miss aspects of Christianity. There were some good things that I received from Christianity. You know, there were good, wonderful, dear friends that I've made um, within Christianity. But the actual church worship service and all that, I think something I've tried to do is try to replace that. Instead of praying, I can have moments where I'm quiet and can take walks. So it's about replacing what you no longer have with something different. You know, I still like to think of myself as a spiritual person, but just not involving a theistic God. Being out here in nature and listening to birds, it's very spiritual to me. So you can replace it, I guess. It's just going to look different, and that's going to be different for each and every person. Has the journey been worth it? Yes. Not only yes, but hell yes. It's been very very much worth it. It's been painful. It's been hard. It's been tough. It's been scary. Um, but I don't regret a single step. Not a single step.